Okay, so today's presentation is going to be over the importance of social emotional learning and character education, and it's going to be showing different perspectives of the importance of social emotional and character education, such as through the nation, through the global community, through coworkers, friends, families, etc. So this presentation is created by Jessica Schrage. All right, let's start with the perspective of families. What do families need in order to function successfully? Character has got to be taught, and preferably at a young age. The younger the kids are, the more receptive they are to character and social emotional education. And parents and families are the first form that are going to instill kindness, responsibility, and fairness within the family context. Before the kids even go to school, they should be learning some of these social emotional skills at home. Families also need to encourage reading and writing as a way of expressing one's emotions and helping identify how you're feeling, when you're feeling those feelings, and how to deal and manage those feelings. And then finally, you need to be a good role model as a parent or a family member to show how to manage your emotions when your emotions are extreme. For instance, when you're feeling intense anger, how do you take a moment, cool off, and come back to the situation? Some assets of family social emotional learning is that there's going to be fewer conduct problems, fewer behavior problems within that family. Fewer behavior problems makes life so much easier on kids, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, everybody. And finally, cell reduces depression, which is huge. Adolescents face many stresses in life, especially now with the 21st century and technology and social media. And social, emotional, and character development education can absolutely help reduce those depressions in young adults. Classmates. From the perspective of a classmate, you need students to provide the opportunity to give each other feedback in response to real life situations. You need conversations about characters by highlighting examples of kind and caring behaviors displayed around school. So a good example of this at our school is what we have a Positive Pup Award every Friday, where we nominate certain kids who demonstrated kindness and caring behaviors, like holding the door for others, and then they get rewarded and acknowledged for those behaviors. They also need help dealing with anxiety and stress and bullying. As I previously mentioned, the 21st century has created many different forms of social media, which has caused not only in-person bullying, but also now cyberbullying, which has caused more stress and anxiety on our young adults. Assets that classmates can get from social, emotional, and character development education is that it's going to lead to improved attitudes. They're going to have improved attitudes about themselves, about others, about learning, and going to school in general, which is a positive thing. It improves the environment in which we're in at school. It makes things more supportive. It makes kids more willing to be engaged in participating. And finally, it's going to improve our teamwork abilities for kids to want to work well together to conquer different problem-solving strategies. Friends' perspective. All friends need to set goals and share these goals with each other. It's important that you take pride in setting goals for yourself and to share these goals and the little small milestones that come as you reach your goal. You need the ability to regulate your own emotions and be able to manage those emotions. Some assets that come from social emotional learning from friends is that there's going to be less emotional distress, which means less heartache on the relationship between friends. And it's definitely going to lead to positive social behaviors at school. They're going to work well in teams. They're going to be able to work with their peers and not cause arguments and fights, etc. Okay, local communities. How do local communities benefit from social emotional, and what do they need in order for social emotional learning to occur? Well, children and adolescents need a role model. A role model can come in so many different forms: a teacher, a coach, the mayor, a community leader. We have a rec center director who runs all of the sports. That would be a great role model. somebody that's going to show them how to build up their character and be a leader in the community. Some assets to social emotional learning with local communities is it allows people to flourish in school and in workplace and as a citizen. So not only are they going to do well in school, but they're also going to do well as a citizen when they're an adult, and they can also, lead to some really high positive contributions as a worker in the workforce. What do employers need for social emotional learning? Employers need to hire people for character because they can train them for skills, but they cannot train somebody to have good character. So employers look, number one, for someone who has good character, and then second, they can train them for the skills they need. So they're going to seek out employees with strong characters. Employers also need to have skills in the 4 C's, which is critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. Those are some huge skills needed in order to be a successful employee. Assets. It's going to produce employees that know how to work well with each other. They have good teamwork. They're going to have experience in social emotional learning, which can also lead to career success, which is all positive attributes. Coworkers. You need a plethora of strategies to successfully regulate your own emotions in different situations, especially in the workforce. It can be very difficult and cumbersome to deal with different instances that come up with your coworkers and how to do so in a professional manner. It's not a matter of if you'll have those instances, it's a matter of when and how you handle them that makes your character seem standing out and strong. Employers need work as part of a team and to be able to communicate with each other verbally to be a good coworker. Some assets of social emotional learning to coworkers is that social and emotional learning produces employees with self-motivation, time management skills, communication skills, problem-solving skills, and relationship building skills. Okay, so society, when looking at social emotional learning from a society's perspective, you need all people in society to be able to pick up social cues. Without the ability to pick up social cues, they don't know how to react into certain situations, and it makes communication between people difficult. Some assets to social emotional learning in society is that it's going to improve pro-social behaviors such as kindness, sharing, and empathy towards others. Social emotional learning can also overall increase people's life satisfaction, their happiness towards life. And finally, they can integrate the importance of the community service within social emotional learning. The more community service that people are willing to implement into the community, the better and stronger community that will be. All right, looking at it from a nation's perspective, schools across the nation need to have social emotional learning and character development plan into play to implement into their classroom. If they don't have a set plan, then that social emotional character development learning is not going to be prioritized and high quality part of the curriculum. Assets to social emotional learning and character development is helping people avoid divorce, imprisonment, poor health, unemployment, and criminal behaviors. As a nation, those are all big aspects of keeping our nation happy and healthy and safe. It also can help people avoid anxiety. Anxiety is a huge issue with society today. Many people get medicated through anxiety. If more social, emotional, and character development training was out there, perhaps people wouldn't suffer from such extreme cases of anxiety. Social emotional learning and character development can also produce socially responsible citizens that will help build better communities, which all around makes our nation a better nation and our world a better world. All right, the global community. Opportunities need to contribute to the community. So anytime we have the opportunity to bring social emotional learning into the classroom and to outreach with our community, we need to trump on those opportunities. Obtain self-talk skills. Be able to talk yourself down, to talk out your emotions, and to react appropriately under different situations. Economic success and productivity depends on employers with cognitive and social and emotional skills. If an employer doesn't have cognitive, social, and emotional skills with their employees, then they're going to have an ineffective business, which makes the overall global economy lesser. Assets for social, emotional, and character development learning is that it can help close the achievement gap between traditional students and highly poverty students, making sure that all kids are getting that high quality education despite their circumstances, their demographics, their race, their ethnicity, etc. All right, here are a list of the references I've used to make this presentation to show you. One more reference. And I just want to say thank you for watching. The presenter today was Jessica Schrage, myself, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch my presentation. Thank you. Have a great day.